Welcome to the podcast series Organizational Psychology Insights by CareFor EAP, where we dive into knowledge from organizational psychology to support personal development, enhance well-being, and create a healthy, happy, and highly productive workforce. I am Hoon Kun, your host. In this episode, we will explore the role of emotional resilience in life and work, as well as strategies that can help your company enhance resilience within your team. This will empower employees to overcome challenging times and contribute to the organization's sustainable development. Today's topic is enhancing emotional resilience in the face of adversity. In reality, psychologists rarely use the term healing. Instead, they prefer the professional phrase psychological recovery. This is because nothing that has been damaged can fully heal without a trace, especially our mental health. Instead, everyone faces various traumas and challenges in work and life, and psychological recovery is about helping individuals gradually rise, harness their inner strength, and transform pain into a source of power for further growth. In life, we inevitably encounter unwanted adversities from various situations, such as being rejected, being fired from a job, being deceived in relationships, experiencing financial loss, losing faith, and being humiliated. Individuals can heal themselves or recover their psychological strength during difficult situations if they possess the knowledge and skills to take care of their own mental health. Employees will heal or enhance their recovery and emotional resilience if managers and leaders possess knowledges and skills to provide psychological support for their staff. Please refer to CareFor EAP's masterclasses on applied psychology for managers and leaders. According to research from positive psychology, factors influencing emotional resilience include: Number 1 is facing fear. Demonstrating courage and resilience does not mean the absence of fear. On the contrary, resilience is shown through our ability to face fear and seek solutions rather than avoid it. Number 2 is modeling resilience. Seeing and learning resilient behaviors from admired individuals can inspire one's resilience. Thus, investing in training programs aimed at developing emotional resilience for leaders will inspire employees throughout the team based on how well their leaders handle difficult times. Next is social support. Resilience relies not only on the individual, but also requires a comprehensive support network. When employees seek support from colleagues, leaders, or EAP programs when needed, it's a sign of emotional resilience. Next is training in mental, emotional, and physical health. Experiencing challenges and difficulties can sometimes be beneficial. When employees have been trained in essential skills to manage emotions and cope with stress, these challenging periods can even open up opportunities for learning and personal growth. Next is finding meaning, purpose, and growth. Individuals who maintain resilience in extreme difficulties often do so because of the meaning they attribute to their lives. This emphasizes the importance of cultivating a positive mindset and effectively addressing problems when facing challenges. And finally, the most important aspect is to nurture optimism. Optimism is a crucial factor in sustaining resilience. Beyond enhancing emotional resilience, many studies show that when facing difficulties at work, optimistic employees tend to manage stress effectively, view challenges as opportunities for growth, and thus work more efficiently. Welcome back to the podcast Organizational Psychology Insights by CareFor EAP. You're probably familiar with the coffee brand Starbucks. Howard Schultz, the chairman and CEO of Starbucks, is a self-made billionaire who revolutionized the coffee industry in the United States. He transformed Starbucks into an international brand with a presence in 75 countries and over 27,300 stores. He is a prime example of success through resilience and perseverance in the face of adversity. Howard Schultz came from a poor family and experienced a challenging childhood. Due to his family circumstances, he had to live in public housing. Schultz shared that as a child, he witnessed his family fall into a state of desperation, with his parents facing unemployment and despair. Those wounds have become the motivation that drove him to achieve the success he has today. The first time Schultz encountered the Starbucks brand was while working at Hamaplast. At that time, Starbucks only had 4 stores in Seattle and frequently placed large orders for drip coffee machines. This attraction led him to meet the 2 co-founders of Starbucks, Gerald Baldwin and Gordon Bowker. After the meeting, Schultz was impressed by their passion and boldness in marketing products for coffee lovers. This motivated him to join Starbucks. When he took over Starbucks in the 1980s, it was just a small chain with a few locations. Schultz envisioned expanding the company globally, but faced numerous challenges. In 1985, he decided to leave Starbucks and founded Il Giornale to pursue his coffee philosophy. To open his first cafe, he had to find ways to raise capital. Within a year, he met with 242 investors but was rejected 217 times. At that time, Schultz didn't even have enough money to support his pregnant wife. However, through perseverance and hard work, he achieved success. In 1987, Schultz acquired the Starbucks brand and 17 retail stores for just $3.8 million. He became the CEO of Starbucks and began restructuring and expanding into major cities. Starbucks quickly became a favorite beverage among Americans. By 1992, Starbucks went public on the New York Stock Exchange with revenues of $93 million from 165 stores. In 2008, Starbucks was severely affected by the global financial crisis. Sales plummeted, stock prices fell sharply, and the company was forced to close hundreds of stores, leading to tough decisions like layoffs. In this context, Schultz implemented crucial transformation strategies, including enhancing customer loyalty, improving competitive advantages in the US, and addressing internal issues like healthcare benefits and ethical sourcing. Innovation and revitalization became 2 primary goals with the long-term change process. To save Starbucks, Schultz had to make many difficult decisions. The company closed 600 stores in 2008 and an additional 300 stores in 2009 to optimize cost. He focused all the company's efforts on overcoming the crisis and improving service. In 2008, Starbucks launched an internet project called ideastorm.com, a website where anyone, whether an employee or a customer, could share ideas for improving the store or the company. These ideas could be voted on by users before being reviewed by the company. This transformation process helped Starbucks survive and thrive in a rapidly changing environment. The ability to maintain focus on long-term goals despite short-term difficulties is a testament to Schultz's emotional resilience. He often emphasizes the importance of upholding values and purpose in business, even during tough times. The lessons from Howard Schultz and Starbucks demonstrate the importance of emotional resilience during challenging times in work and life. CareFor EAP experts propose an effective method to regain confidence by focusing on the concept of taking back control based on the core principles of emotional resilience. The essence of emotional resilience is the ability to freely make decisions and control one's life through the relationship between thoughts and actions. Here are 3 resilience questions that you can ask yourself to rebuild your confidence in the face of adversity. Question number 1 is have and have not. What do I have? When faced with difficulties, we often tend to think about the haves that we've lost. We no longer having that person, job, money, or reputation. However, in reality, we still have many other things: family, friends, ability, and a future. In essence, while we may have lost one thing, we still have everything else. Focusing on the positives and what remains help you to recognize the values and potential that still exist within yourself, regardless of what happened. Question number 2 is gain and loss. What do I gain from the situation? Based on the Gestalt psychological principle of objective and background, losses tend to dominate our perception due to emotional influences, turning gains into a hidden background. No matter how bad the situation, there are still many gains, such as the freedom to seek new relationships, find new jobs, gain experiences, and see the reality of the situations for necessary adjustments. Every experience, no matter how painful, offers us valuable lessons about life and about ourselves. The third question is move forward or backward. What priority action do I take to move forward? 1,000 thoughts cannot replace one action. The event has already occurred. What's the next step? CareFor EAP experts shared that individuals who dwell long into the positive thoughts without action experience slower recovery from difficulties. The experts also recommend 3 essential actions to take in complex situations. Number 1 is to take back control by breaking down the problem and addressing the most feasible issue first. Number 2 is to restore hope by seeking and obtaining supportive resources. And finally is to regain inner balance by maintaining daily activities. This is the time for you to choose a specific action to move forward. Through these incremental steps, we will gradually restore our confidence in the face of adversities. Therefore, resilience is an essential skill for everyone, especially for employees, to overcome adversity and advance alongside the organization in their work. So what do businesses need to do to cultivate this skill in their teams? This is a question that organizations have been asking us recently. Depending on the specifics of each organization, CareFor will design suitable solutions. However, building a resilient team is based on the following fundamental principles, which combine 2 models: psychological support and behavioral change. Specifically, starting with self-help skills through resilience training programs, initially for leadership teams, followed by managers and team leaders, and incorporating sharing sessions and workshops on this topic for all employees. Creating a work environment that values resilience with policies, support, and internal operations to ensure that resilience skills are applied by each employee and team in various work situations. Notably, semi-professional and professional support resources should always be available in every organization to enhance the resilience of each employee. Without an environment that enables the application of general skills, particularly resilient skills under development, it is difficult for any training program to achieve its goal of building or changing behaviors and habits. All changes start with the leadership and management team. This is a core requirement when building a resilient team or any other organizational capability. This means that each leader must set an example in practicing new behaviors, habits, or capabilities. Finally, like the heartbeat, activities to build resilience must be carried out regularly. Once resilient behaviors become a habit or skill in every work situation, from the smallest to the largest, and gradually become part of the organizational culture, the organization will have officially established a positive culture. This is part of a high-performance organizational culture. So, through today's podcast, I believe that you have come to realize that no matter what happens, resilience reminds us that we always have a valuable freedom. This is the freedom to think and to choose our actions. No one can take this ability away from us. No one can protect us but ourselves. Our talents and efforts are the essential factors that help us overcome adversity. And finally, adversity is an opportunity to prove our abilities. Instead of fearing or avoiding challenges, we can view adversity as a test, a chance to showcase ourselves and push beyond our limits. For organizations, this podcast aims to convey the message about the importance of building a high-performance team by developing resilience skills to overcome any adversity. With that, we've come to the end of today's podcast. I would like to sincerely thank to all the businesses and organizations tuning in for your interest and attention. Wishing you all a wonderful day ahead, and I look forward to seeing you in our next episode, where we will discuss managing anger, the key to foster organizational growth.